Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Discipline Therapy Podcast. I'm your host, EL Discipline. Alongside me is your other host.
Suhei Sotomayor.
If you missed previous episodes, you could backtrack. We're also on the major listening platforms such as Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio,
Overcast,
Castbox, Deezer, and many more. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your discipline therapy where everything is completely free. If you subscribe, it's free. It's no monthly fee. It's judgment free, sucker free, censor free, sensitive free, and plenty of liberty. God and the ancient ancestors are great, and that means everything else is straight. So go grab your wine, but make sure the kids are in bed. This is that soul food conversations. Prepare your mind to be fed. Light one up, inhale life, and exhale strife. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you are tuned in to the Discipline Therapy Podcast. We're here. Moving forward, can you get all that? Because one day you're gonna be doing this by yourself.
It's gonna be my own little ways. I'm gonna be like in something else, whatever he says, I don't even remember.
All right. So today we have a interesting
it's a bonus episode, no?
Bonus episode, that's correct. Bonus episode, what's the topic for today?
Bonus episode topic is dating outside your race, color, culture, religion. Part 1. Because with us it's multiple parts sometimes because we just keep talking.
Yep.
Can't help it.
We actually have a caller.
Oh, I like callers.
And she's on the line right now. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How you doing? Caller.
Good.
Would you like to state your name or do you want to remain anonymous?
No, I can. My name is Zoraida.
Okay. Nice.
Hello, welcome.
All right.
Hi, nice to meet you, Sue.
Same here.
All right. So the topic of conversation today is dating outside of your race, culture, religion. What else?
Colors.
Background, environmental background. All of that.
So what is your in regards to this episode, have you dated outside your race, culture, and or religion?
Yes, I have dated outside my race.
Okay. And how were you received with that? Like with family, friends, the other person's family and friends?
Well, it's always been a struggle, even though I am Puerto Rican.
Okay.
But I do date Black men.
Mm-hmm.
And with my family, it's something that was not welcomed, you could say.
It's taboo.
It went from, we're accepting, whatever makes you happy, no matter what race, no matter, not any age, anything.
Mm-hmm.
But when I started dating Black men, then it was like, okay, now that's all you're sticking with.
We take it back now. You can't be doing that. Wow. So both your parents gave you like a hard time, or like everyone in the family, aunts, uncles, cousins?
No, just my parents.
Just your parents. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's hard enough. Any siblings?
No.
Why do you
No, my sibling.
Sorry to cut you off. Why do you feel that you date Black? Like, why is that your preference?
Honestly, it's because the way that they make me feel. It's more so like being with a Latino, which I was married, and he was Puerto Rican and Cuban.
Mm-hmm.
He was darker skinned.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, being with a Black man, it's more of they appreciate the things that a Latina does for them.
Hold up.
Okay.
I want to cut you off. Hold up. So
Not dark, right?
So to be politically correct, you like dating dark skin?
I do like dating dark skin, but I prefer Black men.
Okay, so it doesn't matter if he's light skinned. It doesn't matter if he's brown skin, dark skin.
Correct.
Just okay, cool.
Hmm.
Do you have children?
Yes, I do.
Are
With
they?
my ex-husband.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Because I was going to ask you, are they mixed?
So
Yeah, they
how
are.
would you feel if like your daughter is like one day like, oh, I want to date like a white guy?
It's her preference.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go out on a limb and just speak for you.
No,
but
don't
you
go out
tell
on
me.
limbs.
No limbs.
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna break a limb over here.
Go ahead.
I'm assuming that because you were met with, like your parents were not approving and whatnot, that you would let your children pretty much pick out their choices, right?
Correct.
Did you always though have a preference for black men, or you were later on in life you're like, you know what, this is the type of guy I like?
No, it was from my first crush when I was a kid.
Oh, so you always knew
Yes.
as a kid. All right. And
Mhm.
how old, can I ask how old your children are?
My daughter's 15 and my son is 18.
Okay. And has your son or daughter, have they started dating yet?
No, well, my son, not really dating, but he's been in the talking phase.
Okay.
And the girl that he's interested in is Dominican and Haitian.
Oh,
okay, nice.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
does his father give him any that you know of, any backlash
Slack.
for that? Yeah.
No.
Okay, well that's good. At least your children's father isn't giving them any problems.
Mm-hmm.
That's always good. Okay.
I'm sorry, did you say you were born here, born in Puerto Rico, born in where did you say you were born?
I
and
was born in
raised?
the Midwest.
Born in the Midwest.
Wow.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cuz I was going to ask you like if you met like, okay, so you like black men. Now, does it matter about like social dynamic? Does it matter with like education? Does it matter with background? Like, do you prefer more black men who are educated, who are
More fit?
from a high income environment, or do you prefer black men who are hood, who are from the hood, who are street smart, who may not be as book smart, maybe ambitious? Do you prefer black men who are successful?
Well, of course, I would assume that any woman would prefer a man that's successful. As far as being street smart, that's got to be a number one. As to go along with also being book smart and being intelligent. I want somebody that when I do have a conversation with them, I can actually have a conversation with them and we can talk about different things, not just, sneakers or
right. The new game that's
rappers.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not. That's not me. Now, granted, if they do have that side in them, okay, fine. But there needs to be more to stimulate as well. As far as hood is concerned, I've done that. And that was when I was young.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I just have so many questions.
Good. It's usually me with all the questions.
I wanted to ask you, are you religious? Like, do you go to church religiously, or were you raised in the church? Are you like religious?
I was raised Catholic, but I am Christian.
So you're Christian now. Is it a deal breaker if the black male doesn't believe in God, like wasn't raised in the church, stuff like that?
Or maybe just has different religious beliefs as you?
No. However, if I start, let's say that I'm interested in somebody and it's happened to me, and I start talking to them and they start prying into questions that I know is heading towards religious backgrounds and things that I do and what I consume and what I don't consume. And then it gets to the point where they seem like they're about to control me and I don't even have anything with them, that I pull away quickly. Now, if I'm with someone and I'm in a relationship with them and there's certain things, let's say he's Muslim and he doesn't believe in, of course, me eating pork and eating those kind of things or drinking in front of them, I will refrain from doing that.
Well, that's just good
I've done it.
Education. Like, you don't want to make them feel uncomfortable either.
So,
exactly.
So I have another question.
Wait, I have another question. I have a question too. Okay.
I'm going to try hard to remember mine.
My memory is worse than yours. Okay. So we asked if you dated outside of your race. You said yes. Now,
Hmm.
do you date outside of your, like he said, with in a religious aspect, right? Let's say you're already talking, you're very comfortable with this man, and now the subject comes of, let's say you guys want to take it a step further. If his
Hmm.
religious view, does that make it any difference if his religious views is a lot stronger than yours? You know what I mean? Like, and it's different. Or for you, it doesn't matter. Because, like, for me, I don't care about religion. You could be whatever you want. I don't care. If I'm going to have a
Hmm.
kid with you, you could raise him however you want to raise him.
Hmm.
But, like, that's just me. Some people are different. Does religion play any part of it?
Not really. Like I go more towards what you're saying,
Yeah.
that it doesn't matter about the religion.
Mm-hmm.
However, I do believe that if a woman is with a man and she's comfortable with him and she loves that man, eventually she's going to start adapting some of the things as far as his religion is concerned. And it might be stuff that she's not trying to do intentionally, but
Mm-hmm.
it's
You just
happening
pick up.
throughout the time.
Yeah, it's like
I-
habit. You
Mhm.
pick up on it.
I concur. I
Mhm.
concur. Now my question is, because earlier you stated that you feel that black men appreciate Latinas more, or something like that.
What
Am
they
I
do.
correct?
Yes.
Okay. So do you
Like
care to
what?
elaborate,
Yeah.
or do you no?
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'll elaborate. So, in the way that I am, my character is that I'm a caterer. So, I like to give and I like to take care of my man. Granted, the experiences that I've had with Latinos, it's expected. It's something that, they
That's
expect
true.
their food to be ready, and, they expect you to clean for them and wash their clothes and iron their clothes and stuff like that. Now, in my experiences being with black men,
Mhm.
they appreciate that more.
Mm.
Mm.
It's something they
Interesting.
like that. They
Mm.
like the nurturer in me.
Mm.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think a black man appreciates it more than, let's say, a
A
Latino?
or
Yeah,
white Caucasian.
I don't know.
I think you do. That
Just
laugh
the experience.
that laugh is telling me something very different.
Just the experience.
I would
She's
rather,
like, I plead
rather
the fifth.
not say anything on air.
I plead the fifth. She just said.
Because I was gonna get into the nitty gritty.
Oh boy,
I was gonna get into the bedroom.
that's not what I
Okay.
was gonna get into.
Because we had a we had an episode back it was like 14. It was why Black Lives Matter. We spoke about thick white girls that go after black men
Mhm.
because they feel
Mhm.
more appreciative of their curves or whatever. They treat them
Mhm.
better. They show them more love. So that's what I was gonna get into. Does
Are
that
you-
play a factor? The bedroom.
It does. It does.
And now, can I ask you, are you a light skin Latina, dark skin Latina?
Light skin.
Hmm.
She's black.
Who?
She says she's light skinned. She's black.
So she doesn't
She's
glow
an
like
Afro Latina.
she doesn't glow like I do. Because
She's an
I'm beyond
Afro-Latina.
light skin. I'm like the glowing type of way of
Yeah,
skin.
Okay, so I
you're
have,
like a
I have a little bit
Caucasian
more
Latina.
color, Sue, than you.
She has a tiny bit more color. My sister, she looks like she's West Indian. You met my
Yeah.
sister.
Oh.
She looks
Yeah.
like she's West Indian.
Yeah.
They confuse me for
yeah,
everything under the sun.
It's
Except,
like y'all really sisters. Like y'all don't really look.
I know, right?
You know what I mean?
Anyway, so the bedroom plays a big part of with you in dating specifically black men.
Yes.
Have you ever dated white males?
No,
And
I've
Chinese,
dated.
Asian?
No, Puerto Rican and white is the furthest I've gone as
Mm.
far as white is concerned.
Oh,
Mm.
the guy was Puerto Rican and white.
Yeah, he was
Okay, gotcha.
mixed.
He was okay.
Mm.
All right.
Mhm.
So, have you ever had backlash from the men that you're dating, like from their side of the family?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I have.
And in There's Still Unfinished Business, my seventh book, there's a scene with spoiler alert, ladies and gentlemen.
Hmm.
There's a scene with Dulce and Dom, and you know, it's intense. After that intensity, she says, you know, my father always warned me about
against-
morenos.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, and I never knew why. And she, after that conversation, she's like, "This was the best sex I ever had." And she's like, "My father warned me about y'all." And it's like,
But she never knew why.
she said, I think the way I wrote it is, she stated, you always enjoy sex with the ones you're not supposed to have sex with.
That's true. I agree with that.
Yeah.
What about
and
you?
it's like, I think like black men in society has been considered like the bad boy.
That's true.
Especially
The way
nowadays.
the media is, every single time you open the news or whatever, you witness black or Hispanic males, and it's like, what's up with that? Like, the media is trying to, constantly.
Not only that, but even on like Instagram, I saw some other something else now where a white couple went into a B&B.
Yeah.
Because there was a black guy sitting in the living room area, questioning him. It's a B&B. What do you do? What do you think?
Now, has that been something? I'm talking to the caller now.
Yeah.
Now, has that been something that has made you gravitate towards black men more? The fact that they were this taboo, this bad, you know what I mean?
Like a bad boy persona?
No,
it had nothing to do with that.
Can I ask you, are you dating someone now?
Yes.
Okay. And hypothetically, how do you think your parents would feel if you had like a biracial baby? Would they be more accepting, you think, of like the father or your relationship with him, or no?
No, they would accept if I were to have a child. I mean, my kids have curly, well, one has really curly hair, but they're both darker than me because they got the color from their father.
Okay. But they must have like that nice caramel color, no?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, it's nice. I don't get color, I get red in the sun. I burn. Let's see. And so with as far as would you want to have another child, with a black man, like to have a mixed baby? You know how some that seems to be like a trend almost.
What?
Having mixed babies.
Biracial?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that you're following the trend. I'm just asking.
No, the way right now, I don't see myself having any more kids. I'm at that age where I'm good. My kids are teenagers. I'm fine.
They're big. Yeah.
If it were to happen, that's a different story. I mean, I would welcome it because
you're not actively looking to have another kid, but if it happens,
correct,
it's a blessing anyway.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's good. Yeah. And now, is there any other race that you would consider dating besides black? Like other than Latinos and black?
If black men were like completely eradicated from the earth and you had to just pick another race, would you just remain single? Would you just remain single, or would you just, all right, I'll finally date these Asians or these Caucasian males?
No. The closest thing, which don't judge me.
No, judgment free.
The closest thing that I would probably date would be Moroccan.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I see that.
I see that too.
That's like a French Montana type, no? He's Moroccan.
Yeah.
He's one of those.
Mm-hmm.
I think he is.
Yeah.
That's a good pick. I like it. Good for you. I like that too. That's a good. I would have to agree with that one.
Good. Okay.
Any other questions? Would you like to state anything?
Nope.
All right. Thank you for calling and sharing your stories with us.
Well, thank you for having me.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
That was an interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, can I ask you all these questions? My glasses are getting foggy.
Ask me these questions?
Well, not about you dating black men.
Ooh,
no,
me?
But
no.
About you saying that you're dating a black man. Have you ever?
Yeah, I'm straight.
have you ever well, I know we have spoken about this, that you did when you because you like to date Latinas and you have dated white women
And black women.
and I know, but we're specifically talking about outside the race. So
So
you said that you were met with
because you know what I mean, like I'm Afro Latino, so it's kind of like dating outside of the race, color, okay, you know what I mean,
Mhm.
okay.
And like everything that we're talking about here, would religion, because we know that you have definitely felt it from the woman's family when they didn't like you,
Mhm.
specifically because of your color.
Yeah,
What about religion with you? Is that a deal breaker?
no, she can't be like an atheist.
She has to believe in something.
Yeah, you know, you don't have to believe in God, but there's like a higher power, like, you know what I'm saying, like
Right.
it's not, she doesn't, like, I'm not heavy religion, you know what I mean, just because
Mhm.
my father's a reverend, my mom's a reverend, I'm not heavy in religion,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying, so it's not a deal breaker if, you know what I mean, like she wasn't raised in religion aspect or
Okay, what
environment.
if it was the other way around? What if she was like holy roller? And not what religion like what are you? Are you Catholic, Christian?
Christian. Yeah.
Let's say she was, I don't know anything about religion.
Like
What's like the complete opposite of
Muslim,
that?
or if she was she practiced like Islamic.
Yeah, let's say. What is that? And she like is really, that's the core of her beliefs. Like that's just how she
It might be a deal breaker if she's constantly utilizing religion in the relationship. Oh, in the Bible or in my religion, you're not supposed to do this as a man, and you know, then that's going to be
then it's a
constantly
problem.
annoying to
That
a
makes
point where it's
sense.
like, yeah, this is not going to work. But it's not a deal breaker. You know what I'm saying? It's the deal breaker when she's implementing those practices in the, you know what I mean, the religion. Oh, we need to do this when we have kids. We need to do this. We need to get married and
That's
do that.
my
Blah, blah,
second
blah.
question for you.
So you know what I'm saying? Like that's when it becomes a deal breaker. You know what I mean? When you're trying to utilize that now to like change the dynamic of the relationship or change me, then it's a problem.
So let me ask you a question, because you kind of tapped into my next question for you. Let's say you find a woman and you know she's of obviously a different religion, and you know
Mhm.
about it, and she's deep into it, but you're okay with it. You have
Okay.
a child with her. What if the mother of your child wants to like super implement her religion mostly? Is that a problem?
That's a difficult question.
Yeah. Religion's a difficult
Yeah.
religion and politics. I don't like to get involved with, but
Yeah,
it is a
it's
good question
difficult
though.
question. You know what I'm saying? Because like I'm overprotective. I don't have children now, but I'm overprotective. Like, you know, I'm gonna want specific schools, this, that. So we have to be on the same page. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna have it where she might be of a different religion I may not be okay with, and you know, it's gonna change the complexity of how the children are with me because of that. You know what I mean? They might side with the mother more constantly, you know, because I'm
Because of the
out of that.
religion.
Yeah, I'm out of that.
You're an outsider in regards to that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That is a
So
really
I'm gonna
good
want
answer.
I wanna want like to be constantly involved in my children's lives. So to me, it's like it's not a deal breaker getting into the relationship, but once we have children, if that's something you want to do, then it's gonna be like, all right, we really got to talk about this, because now, you know what I mean, it's gonna change things.
So let's go the complete opposite way. When you have children, are you gonna, you know, raise them in the church like you were, like going to church every Sunday, or I don't know, however you did it?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you're not.
Depends. Like
I was gonna. Damn it. That
they'll
was
know
part of my
about
question.
God. You know what I mean? They'll be spiritual and things like that. I'll teach them how to meditate. You know, be appreciative of the ancestors and stuff like that. But I'm not going to lie to them If they don't want to do that, if they don't want to engage in that, I'm not gonna force them. Like I was forced
to go to church. Me too.
Yeah,
That's why
but
I don't
the
either.
thing is, like, I'm not gonna lie to them. I'm not gonna be like, oh, there's a Santa Claus.
Mhm.
Jesus is white. Like these are lies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like to me, it's like I'm not gonna feed them fictitious, you know what I mean, imaginary things.
Right.
And like, you know, to have that be embedded in their subconscious, you know, growing up, for them to witness certain things. Like when I went to school, I argued back with my professors. You know what I mean? In middle school or whatever. It's like, well, my parents said this. What are you talking about, apes? What are you talking about, science? No, this is religion. No. And then like we went back and forth to the point where they were like, go to detention.
No way. Just because you were questioning them? That's so crazy.
Yeah. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna give them the real. You know what I mean? Like to give them both ways. Like I said, a pastor or a reverend or whatever, there's no gender based, female or male, could teach you read one thing, the Bible, and then they teach you that. They don't want you to learn about psychology. They don't want you to learn about science. And it's like, to me, it's like I don't want to limit my children when I have children. So like they could know all of it. If that's their choice to want to go to church every Sunday and do that, that's going to be their choice. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like when you force people to do shit.
What if
like,
the mother
it's like
doesn't want that?
It's like me, right? When you force people to do shit, you know, eventually when they get of age and they start driving, then I could do it. Once I started driving, I wasn't going to church like that. I was going late. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when I wasn't driving, I was driving with my parents. I had no choice. You know what I mean? I had to go to Bible study. Now I'm driving. I'm coming to Bible study late. I'm questioning the Bible study teacher. Like, wait a minute. The Bible says this. Like, you know what I mean? I'm different now. I'm now more rebellious. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, when you force them, it's like you caging an animal. You know what I mean? It's like, that's why like a lot of shy girls, I know I'm jumping off topic, but it's like a lot of shy girls. That's what happens with them. Like they might have strict parents and then they keep them, this, that, you ground you, blah, blah, blah. You're not going to parties. But once they meet that bad boy who's willing to do the total opposite, they gravitate towards it because
like
it's attractive. Yeah. So you're not going to want to do that to your children because then they're going to do shit behind your back. They're going to smoke weed behind your back. They're going to do this behind your back. Like, no, do this in front of me. You know what I mean? I'm teaching you the right and the wrongs. If you want to do this, then do this. At least you're doing it in front of me. Yeah. That's the type of dynamic I want to build with my kids when I have them, where it's like, you're going to respect me as your parent and you're going to fear me as your parent because there can be discipline and consequences for your actions and I will hold you accountable. However, make it comfortable to be able to come talk to me about whatever.
To make it
like
easy
when it's time, when like my son gets older and it's time, you know what I mean? He getting to that age, puberty, he's getting horny. Oh, Dad, I met a girl or whatever. Teach him about sex. Don't shun him away from that because then it's gonna happen. God forbid you don't teach him how to put a Jimmy hat on, a rubber, you know what I mean? And you have a kid. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, that's what I feel. So this topic right here, have a lot to say about it.
So can I ask you, if when you have your children, will you tell them, no, stick with what you know, or stick with your own kind?
No.
I did. I'm not gonna lie, I did.
Because like, to me, it's like when you do that, they're not gonna be happy.
Of course not.
You know what I'm saying? And
I told my children, you can date whoever you want. This was young when they were young. Date
they
whatever you want to date.
Black.
I was like, try to marry your own kind, only because, and this is my way of thinking then, only because you have more in common with them. You know, you have,
and we're gonna talk about that. Go ahead.
Because it's always, and I don't know why, but I always told them, if you, like with my son or my daughter, if you go out with a white girl or you go out with a white boy, this is how I felt. Their family is always going to look less of you because you're Spanish. I don't ask me why it's specifically towards that group of people that I was.
I'm going to dispute your points.
That's fine. That I had it in my head. Obviously, that was when they were much younger. They're 20 and 23 now. So now, you know, I can't tell them anyway what to do or who to date or whatever. As long as they're happy, and that's what changes as a parent watching your kids grow. As long as the person that they're with makes them happy, I'm good.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Go.
First point, family. You said, no. Family's gonna be second. First point, you said same background and things in common.
Right, you have in common.
Okay, here's the thing. Opposites attract. They may not say like as far as the long duration of time, but opposites attract. That's number one. Number two, you don't want to get in a relationship because you like, oh, they're black, I'm gonna get with them or black. It's about you being happy.
Mhm.
That's number two. Number three, you said family. Family is fucking irrelevant.
For you.
Because
Not
at the
for
end of the
everybody.
day, yeah, for me, but at the end of the day, you're not dating their family.
No,
You know what I
but
mean?
if you're dating
You are
somebody
going
and
to-
their
if you're
family is
dating
in
with
their
them,
ear
if
and
you're
they're
dating-
and is coming back to your
if you
to your
if you're
relationship,
dating
that's
them,
a problem.
If you're dating them and you see longevity, you're planning to build your own family. Family is irrelevant. Your mom doesn't like the person your dad, it doesn't matter. You're not dating their mom and their dad. That's the way I feel about that. So we're
But
gonna get
again,
into
that's
this
you though.
topic.
Not every man
we're
is
gonna
like
get
you
into
or
this
women.
topic. So let's start with
Let's
that.
go.
Let's start with that when you said
Let's
the common thing. So if here's okay. When because most black women, no, a lot of black women have came to me and asked me, oh, why when a black man becomes successful, he dates outside of his race.
Mhm.
And here's the thing, it's like it's an uncommon denominator in a way. It's like when you think about it, it's like, but he's with this white girl. They don't have anything in common. They weren't raised the same way. She probably doesn't season her chicken. Blah blah blah. All these things is in the ideology. Is in the subconscious. The thing is, it's not so much about that. You know what I'm saying? It's not so much about we were raised the same way, whatever. When you get in a relationship, y'all balance each other. Y'all can learn from each other. Like I could learn kayaking from you.
Not from me.
I can learn. No, I'm not saying.
No, I know.
I'm just
I know. You're
playing
putting
devil's
it- I
advocate.
got you.
I'm not into that. But I'm just saying, like, she could learn how to season chicken now. You know what I mean? She could learn hip hop music,
Dancing, right?
and dancing, and then he could learn whatever Caucasian people do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
How to
different-
hike.
yeah. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like
Kinda
they could
cut that
learn
part
that
out.
stuff and it balances each other where you're learning from each other. Now, the reason why a lot of these successful men, and I said this in episode 14, a lot of the successful black men are most likely in high income environments. They don't have people that look like them. That's one. Number two, most black women, not all of them, because I know a plethora who are submissive.
Mhm.
I know a plethora of Latinas who are submissive, but most of them are not.
Okay.
But the thing is, I still believe, and this is the irony, I believe all women are submissive. It just takes the right person to bring out what's already repressed.
All right.
But most women, most black women, most Latinas go with the mentality of, I'm not going to be submissive, this, that. You are submissive. You just don't like the word. That's the problem.
Well, because that word is, being
That
raised
word-
submissive is a bad thing.
Yes,
It's taboo.
conditioned,
Mhm.
conditioned, socially conditioned to believe slave, to believe lesser than you, blah, 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 blah. This is why they don't like the word, but they are.
Mhm.
Most Latinas like to cook for the man. They like to call them papi. That's submissive.
Mm.
People don't want to hear this. It's a fact. That's submissive.
I don't think it's that they don't want to hear it. The way you're explaining it makes more sense than just having that
You
word
want to
submissive
cater for him.
thrown
Like
out.
my first when I first started meeting women who were being submissive to me, it was women who weren't black. I was raised in the hood. So when I went to school, like I encountered a lot of hood chicks.
Mhm.
Black, white, Hispanic,
Mhm.
Asian, hood chicks. And hood chicks are aggressive. They're like aggressive men. So if
I mean,
you're
they
an
kinda have
aggressive
to be,
man,
no?
if you're an aggressive man, you're not going to be submissive. You understand what I'm saying? So when I was younger, I dated Latinas, I dated black girls. Like, black girls loved me. They always thought I was cute and whatever. They was always trying to talk to me and vice versa. But they were never submissive. Latinas, on the other hand, were. They were calling me Poppy. They were, they were offering to, don't pay this time. I'll pay. I got you. I'm gonna treat you. They like, I had a Latina that I was like 19 years old. She's like, oh, do you want this? She was feeding me. We went to
like a restaurant.
Yeah, we went to a restaurant, and she's lifting up her fork. She's feeding me. She's treating me like a king. My entire life, I've been treated like a king, so I'm spoiled. You know what I'm saying? There's a nerve in my heart that responds to the vibrations of submission. And if people go back, they will see, like, the BDSM episodes, how dominant I am and what I desire when it comes to a woman. I'm not opposed to the hood chick. I'm not opposed to the aggressive. I'm not opposed to the alpha, if she's willing to transition. If not, then it's not going to work out. That's the thing with black men. Those black men who become successful, they're not simps. They're not these nice guys. They're not these passive aggressive men. They're dominant. They're alpha. That's why they got to the position they were, by being alpha, by being ambitious. So if they're alpha in all these, maybe not in all capacities, but in just the drive and maybe the assertiveness, you know what I mean, and in their relationship, they're not going to work well with somebody who's constantly being combative. And most black women, most Latinas are always constantly giving you pushback.
So let me ask you a question, because you said that. Do you feel like most black women and Latinas are limited to certain men? And
because of that.
Right, because of that. And
because of that. Like, women they have to understand this. You understand? They have to understand that being submissive is not a weak thing. It's two types of strengths of people in this world. You have the strength to yield, and then you have the strength to lead and control. You know what I mean? There's no middle ground. So if you're trusting a man to lead you, if you're catering to your man and stuff, I see that as beautiful. I see that as strength. A woman that, the irony about a hood chick or aggressive and whatever, maybe not even a hood chick. Let's just say a woman that has been raised in a high income environment, and she alpha. She makes 7 figures a year. She's just an executive in a corporate way, day to day, and she's just alpha. She has an extensive vocabulary. She's constantly correcting your grammar. Constantly correcting your... No, that's not how you say that. That's not how you say that. That's just how you say it. She's just, she's just an intellectual. She's challenging. She's bold. It may come from her. So I don't want to say hood chicks. Hood. I don't want to use the word hood chicks. Let's just say uneducated. Because
that's even worse.
No, it's not worse. Because the fact of the matter is, in the hood, there's not the best education. Let's be honest.
That's true. But you can't say just uneducated. There could be hood chicks that are very smart in the hood.
Street smart. Maybe not book smart. They're not, like I said, they don't have the best education in the hood. You know what I'm saying? They know about life and they know about streets and to be a survivor, but it's different.
I disagree with that statement.
You fine. We could agree to disagree. But let's say uneducated. Because when you're uneducated, when you're hood or whatever it is, that's a lot of negativity.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing positive in the hood, I believe. Things are starting to change, yes. But when I was out there, Brownsville, Crown Heights, stuff like, there was nothing positive there. The goal was to get out, not get out and then go back, get out. You know what I mean? The hood doesn't belong to us. You know what I'm saying? So like most of the time when you struggling, starving, this, that, low income is equate to high crime. It's a lot of negativity. You know what I mean? It's a lot of negativity, around that. So if you meet these women who are uneducated, who maybe they're ignorant, maybe they're a little bit of hood or whatever it is, it's like they're not going to work well with these men who are educated, who are successful or whatnot. unless they're trying to change and elevate from that
It just
and
seems
build
like
ambition.
how would those two even meet though? It's
They
I
can
don't know. It's
meet
just
anywhere.
very.
They can meet off social media. They can meet off dating
Yeah.
apps or whatever it is.
But
He could be out there making a deal, or she. Let's not even use males. Let's use a corporate Wall Street woman who engaging with a hood dude.
I'm happy that you brought up the corporate Wall Street woman again, because you have said it many times before. Do you associate being alpha with being wealthy? Because you just said it, you stated it now.
No, I didn't.
No,
Success does not equate to wealth.
I'm not talking about that. When you were talking about a woman, you said, you know what? Let's not even say anything from the hood. Let's say she's alpha. Let's say she's corporate, and she makes seven
figures.
Right, but a woman or a man who makes 7 figures isn't automatically alpha.
No, these women, they're with these some of these women, black women, Latinas. They don't want to be submissive to these men. Well, first of all, they're submissive to an extent. It might be in the bedroom, they're submissive. They're in the doggy style position, they're in missionary, they're letting you pipe them down. That's submissive. You're submissive to an extent in the bedroom. But she might say, hey, when I get home, I would like a cooked meal. I don't know, nigga. Like, you cook for me first. Or whatever it is, no, why don't you do this first? Why don't you give me a massage? You treat me like a queen and I'm going to treat you like a king. You know what I mean? Like, it's a different, and I want to save submissive for a different topic.
Okay.
But it's about being submissive. And
it's about being submissive to your man.
To your man, yes, correct.
You could be alpha and kick ass
to
anywhere else, but to your mate, you should be.
Yes, it's who you chose.
Okay.
So you chose him. You chose him, right? For
because
a reason.
Submissive, like you said, doesn't have to be a bad term. Like you should be submissive to the person. But
these women, and I say these women because there's some of them.
Right.
It's not all of them, but most of these women, they feel this way. You know what I mean? That's why you might get the woman who. Let's talk about the 7 figures. Let's talk about the corporate. But let's say she's black. Now she's like, oh, I don't need a man. I don't this, that. Because she might say that because she probably had a lot of failed attempts at men. Because she's so hierarchy. You know what I mean? She's in that hierarchy realm. She finds men constantly who are less than her. Man, I can't date this guy. He makes $40,000 a year. Man, I can't date this guy. He don't even drive a Benz. He drives a Honda. Man, I can't date this guy because he's not a sapiosexual. We can't even have intellectual conversations. But he makes decent money, but he's just not there mentally. So she's constantly finding that she has to dumb herself down to perhaps get into a relationship where she could be happy or she could build something. Let's take her, right? Now, because she's in these failed attempted relationships, right? She now has the mentality like, I give up. Fuck men. I don't need men. I'm independent. I'm this, that, or whatever. You know what I mean? And it's like, when you go with that mentality and you meet a black man or whatever, that black woman meets that black man and you're saying that stuff to him, it's not going to make him stay. And it might be said when she's angry. Then leave, nigga. Like, she might not even say it like that. She might just be like, just leave. Like, you know what I mean? I'm independent. I don't need you. I don't need a man. I don't blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it might be when it's angry. It might be when she's on her period. It might be the cramps talking. You know what I'm saying? But
maybe he just got on her nerves.
Yeah, but it's like when you're constantly being, displaying this combative behavior with these alpha males, it's not working. That's why if they're meeting a plethora of black chicks like that, they might like black chicks. Like, I don't want to hear black men don't like black chicks. Your mother's black. You know what I'm saying? Like, they might meet a plethora of them, but they're like, this girl just gives me headaches. I hate going home, so I'll just do overtime at work. When I was a manager in retail, I had this truck driver who told me that. I'm like, what you about to do after this? The delivery was set. I checked everything in. You know what I mean? Check the invoices. He's like, man, I'm going to blah, blah, blah to get a 6-pack. I'm like, why? Don't you say you got a wife, you got kids, like go home. I say, you lucky, man. No, man, I'm not going home. She's nag. When I go home, I gotta just hear this. This is the best part of my life, working. I do overtime, do this, did it. Like, yo, that's sad.
That's
you know
awful.
what I mean? That's sad. And a lot of these women, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's not all of them. It's not all black women. Because like I said, I know black women and I know Latinas who are submissive to their men. When they get in relationship, they're submissive. They could be the dominant, most aggressive gangster chick you know. When they get in relationships, they are submissive to their men. And then you have the women who are dominant, aggressive, and all this capacity. When they get in a relationship, they are the same way. They wear the pants. They try to run the man. No, nigga, you're not doing this. They address him as nigga. Not my king. Not like Latina, like mi rey or papi. You know what I mean? It's nigga. You know what I mean? You my nigga. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's those things. And men may not articulate this stuff to you. They might just leave. They might just cheat on you behind your back and stuff like that. And they'll do it until you catch them. They're not going to articulate that they don't like this stuff. But no real man likes this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the type of dude that I'm
Some
straight.
guys like them feisty type girls.
They're beta males. Here's the thing. I'm straight. I'm a straight shooter. When I get in a relationship with you, I don't care where you're from. I don't care if you're purple, you're yellow, you're green, you're white, you're black, you're light skinned. I don't care. I respond to submission. So if you're a brat and you're aggressive and stuff like that, I'm a man. I don't care. Like, come here. Let me love you. Let me love you. Because these men couldn't love you. Let me love you. Because that's what you need. That's why you're so combative. That's why you're so aggressive. Now, when I get her, I have the confidence to believe I can change her.
Okay. And so, if you can't, what happens? You let her go?
And then I let her go. Because I tell her how I am and what I want and what I like and what I desire. If you're not willing to transition, then this was a waste of time. But I'm not opposed to that uneducated chick, the ignorant chick, the hood chick, whatever it is. I'm not opposed to them. And when I say that, I don't categorize a race, because there are Asians who are hood and uneducated. There are white girls who are hood and uneducated. There are black women, African Americans, who are hood and uneducated and ignorant. There are Latinas who are hood and uneducated and are ignorant. So it's not race based. You know what I'm saying? So like, to me, like, when I meet these women, I know that I can change them because I'm a man. Okay. And I'm also a teacher. I'm going to guide you in the right path. Okay, you have walls up, miss. You're not hard. Stop it. You have a period once a month. You're not hard. It's just this guy didn't do you right. So that's why you're hard. That's why you got these walls up. But I'm going to have to work to eradicate these walls and rebuild what the past and weak previous men have destroyed. But you're not hard. You know what I mean? I'm hard. You soft. And I'm going to bring that out of you. I have this mentality of going there. I'm just saying I'm a different male. I'm a different black male, but I'm trying to help these women out there who are like this, that they're unaware why these black alpha males who are successful go after these white women, is because when white women see these black males, they look at them like, I'm going to break it down so everybody can understand. That's a Ferrari. Look at it like this. White women, all they see their whole life is white guys.
Okay.
White guys and black men are not built the same. They don't want to hear this, but this is the Discipline Therapy Podcast. This is where it's raw, uncut, no holds barred, and the real of the real. We're going to keep it a buck on this show constantly. Black men and white men are not built the same in all capacities. Not dick size, not mentality, not ambition, not strength. Like, a white guy will most likely never be in the blue collar stage. He never want to do the warehouse thing. Physical. You know what I mean? It's a rarity. It's a rarity. You're gonna see a white guy in the trailer. You know what I mean? Doing it. Cause he's not built like that. Back in the day, in the slave time era, we was doing that. Our ancestors was doing that. That's why we built like that. White guys, sorry, but y'all not built like that. And it's a scientific
true.
fact. If you look it up, the black male skeletal system and on their organs are more developed. You take a 12-year-old black young man and a 12-year-old white male, and you see that their skeletal, their muscular tissue is different.
Yeah, that's
Look
true.
that up to
I
see
did
if I'm
look that up.
lying. Fact check it.
No, that's
That's
true.
a fact. We run faster. I don't have to
Jump
I
higher.
don't-
No,
listen,
there is though.
the sports. You know,
Mhm.
I don't have to talk about it. You know what I mean? I don't have to talk about it. Like what already is understood doesn't need to be explained. These women are aware of this. This was going on back in the 1600s. That's why these white women were having affairs with these slaves. They understood it back then. These white women understand this. Therefore, when they find a black man, they're like, God, king. And I'm going to explain this so people understand. If you have an old school car, it's a, let's say American cars, because American cars, they suck, the older versions. They start breaking down after 100,000 miles. So let's just say like a Ford.
Newer versions too.
Let's just say like a Ford, right? No, the newer versions, most of them have like fuel injection
My car just
engines and all right.
Dumb car.
So let's take a Ford. Every time you get a Ford, it doesn't satisfy your desires. It doesn't do what it wants you to do. It's constantly breaking down. So now you have a car that you want to finance now. And it's like a Honda, it's an Acura, it's a Mercedes. Mercedes is German, Honda is Japanese. Let me take like Italian or something like that, like Ferrari, right? You get that. You're gonna appreciate that car because that car is appreciating you, and that car is giving you everything that you want from it. You're gonna treat that car like a god and a king because you never had it before. You never found it. Most Latinas, and I say most, not all, because they're gonna chew my head off if I say
They
all.
really are.
Most Latinas and most black women, what happens with them is they constantly dating Latinos and black. Black women are constantly dating, well, African American black women. It's a rarity they're gonna date Latinos. You know what I mean? Because they want to keep that. You know what I mean? With the language and culture and everything like that. The Afro Latinas will date those light-skinned Latinos or whatever it is. So African American women will stay with African American males their whole life. Latinas will stay with black and Latinos their whole life. They probably never dated black guys before. They look at you as a regular nigga. What the fuck you doing? You're a regular nigga. You want to leave, nigga? Get out of here then. I'll get another nigga like you. That's the mentality. They may not articulate that, you know what I mean? But it's what it is.
Okay.
So being that you could have driven or leased, because when people lease, they leased 2 to 3 years. Let's say you lease Ferraris every 2 to 3 years. You know, after the 3 years is up, you get the option to finance, buy, or you could
Trade it in.
lease a new one. Trade it in, lease a new one. Most likely you're going to do that. So you constantly driving Ferraris. The moment you see Hondas and stuff like that, and I'll say white guys on Hondas, I'm not trying to degrade them. I'm just trying to show
Right.
a difference. You know what I mean? I'm differentiating, yeah. So let's say the white guys are the Hondas. You're not gonna be attracted to that because you're already driving the Ferraris. That Ferrari is not doing what you want in that relationship. You're like, all right, don't worry, because after 2 years, I'm trading your ass in to get another nigga Ferrari. So it don't even matter. That's the difference. This is like men, when these successful black alpha males get with these white women, they be calling them king. They be calling them, like, they be doing stuff for them that these women never did for them. They be appreciating them. They be doing this. You know what I'm saying? When these women get with these men, these white women, they've never seen anything like it.
Okay.
So they feel like you are a rarity and I'm going to treat you like that. If you, and it's a fact, yo, this is a fact. If you feel like you never worked hard for something and you just constantly keep getting it, you're not going to appreciate it. I don't care what it is.
No, that's
Somebody
true.
bought you a car, you're not gonna appreciate it probably. You know what I mean? You're not gonna wash the shit, you're not gonna vacuum, you're not gonna appreciate it because you didn't spend the money to get it. Somebody did it. So if you're constantly getting men, like dark-skinned men, whatever it is, at your your leisure time, whenever you want, your DMs is stacked with all these dudes, you're not gonna appreciate them because you know you could get another one. So they're a nigga to you. They're not kings. They're not gods. They're baby to you. They're hun. They're sweetie. Those submissive names. You know what I mean? Sweetheart. Oh, come here, boo. What's a bae? BAE. Bacon and eggs?
I don't know.
What does that stand for?
It's a cutesy name, though.
What does it stand for? It's like an acronym. Bacon and eggs? Get in the kitchen and make me some bacon and eggs then and bring me my plate.
Damn, I'm hungry now.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, yo, this is what I'm talking about. So this is why these women, you know what I mean, don't get with these men. The women who are submissive, who are black, they get with these black men. The Latinas who are submissive and black, they have options.
The Latinas? Why?
Who are submissive. Not all Latinas. Not all black women. I'm talking
Only
about
the ones that are
submissive ones and not.
Gotcha.
The ones who are submissive to these alpha males, they have more options than the ones who aren't.
So the ones who aren't, what do they have to settle for then?
Beta males.
But they might like them if they're the alpha ones, and they might like them beta type guys.
No, they don't.
They like the alpha ones. They just like to fight them.
In a woman's psyche, everything about the dominant character triggers that in a female psyche. Everything.
I mean, it doesn't always have to trigger something.
Everything about
positive.
her becomes aroused. Her mind, her pussy, her body, her soul. Everything about it triggers it because it's embedded in her DNA. This is how women were born to be. Women, it's a scientific fact that women are designed to be attracted to the stronger genes. You have a dominant female. Maybe she lives a BDSM lifestyle. She's a dominatrix and she's dominating the men. She enjoys doing it. Realistically, she doesn't enjoy it. It's a stroke to her ego. That's all it is. But when she wants to find a real mate, a man who's going to lead, a man who's going to give her adequate love, she has the alpha male on the side. She might still have that relationship just to stroke her ego, but she has the alpha male on the side who's telling her the total opposite. Do this, do that, do that. Yes, daddy. But with the other guy, she like, you a sissy, you this, you that, you a simp. And it's a stroke to her ego. We're going to have
a caller talk about that.
What, a dominant female?
Yeah, because I know you're right in the fact that dominant females,
and I speak this. I'm sorry
do
to cut you
like
off.
to be submissive, or rather, like the alpha male in the bedroom and stuff like that. But most alpha females that I know, like they like that. But as soon as the guy says, don't wear that, or why you got your hair like that, or let me see the color of your nails, or let's go, it's time to leave, they're like, no, you're not my dad.
And that's fine for you to think this way and view it, because you may have seen one or two girls that's done that. You're a woman and you're not a man. So are you straight? Are you bisexual? What are you?
I'm bi. I like guys more than girls, but I'll get it with a girl.
Okay, so now are you with a woman?
No.
Are you constantly with women?
Surrounded by them?
Have you dated women?
As in dating?
Yeah.
I've dated a woman.
Are you dating women now?
No.
Okay, so you can't really state that. You can state that on girls. I work with a lot of women. No. You can state that on girls that's calling you and be like, yo, my man did this, your friends and stuff like that. But you can't state that. I'm a man. And being that a man, I'm straight. I date women. So being that I date women, I also interact with them. I have conversations. I have women who are alpha. I interact with women. I have women who are alpha, who are with beta males, who have hit on me. Because now they want to have a backup plan.
I'm calling a timeout with that. Of course they're hitting on you and they're gonna tell you that.
So I'm stating, no, it's not that. What I'm stating now.
You said it yourself, I'm a woman.
Yes, you are, but what you're stating has no relevance because you're not dating women. You're not interacting with women. So when you say an alpha female likes to dominate men, that's not true.
What I said. That's not what I said.
I've engaged with more alpha females than more submissive females.
Okay. I didn't say that.
So that's why I asked you if you're interacting with women.
I do interact with women. If I'm going to work and I work in a hospital and in a busy unit and we have nurses I'm just talking about where I'm interacting with them, or the females in my family, or even my friends. If I'm interacting with people in the hospital, not everybody in the hospital is my friend, but if I'm overhearing conversations that are going on and they're talking to each other and I'm listening, they're not. I think what I'm saying has relevance because one, I am a woman, and two, I do talk with other women, and three, I have dated women.
No, because all you can speak for is your friends. All you can speak for is
what I hear.
And all you can speak for is who you are.
But all you can speak for are the women that you've dealt with.
You cannot speak for most women. I speak for most women when I say this. You can only speak for some.
But you can only speak for the women that you've dealt with.
No.
Why is that?
If all my life I've seen women react this way in the relationship they are with me, I've witnessed it, outside of me, because I'm very observant. Women call me for advice and stuff like that because that's a fact.
Okay.
Right now, women are calling me for advice. He did this.
So if women call me for advice, are we on an even keel? Because I'm observant and women call me for advice too.
No, because you, if a woman is saying to you that, I enjoy dominating men, and you get more than one, you get like 10 of them that's saying that, I'll give that to you. If you get one, she might not even know she's a dominatrix. She might not even know that that's what it is. But even if that dominatrix woman is doing that and she says, I enjoy that, she never met a real alpha male. That's where the debate ends.
One woman who's ever wanted to be a dominatrix.
No. That's where the debate ends. That's where the debate ends. Because a woman can say, I enjoy this. I enjoy this. These men stroke my ego. The moment she meet that dude, and it might be a guy like me, he is so handsome. Oh my gosh, she licking her lips. She's biting her stuff like that. And she feeling my energy, and we are interacting. I'm like, listen. I don't know who you dated in the past, but this is how I am. She might be like, oh, okay.
100%, but that's with you.
Okay.
But that's with you. That's what I'm trying to say.
And that's what I'm saying. It doesn't hold any relevance when you say some women enjoy doing this.
Okay, so it only holds relevant with you when you say something about women. So then that would mean that when I talk about men, it's relevant.
No, you're generalizing.
You're generalizing.
You're saying right now that it has relevance when I speak of women. No, specifics. When I speak about submission, facts. Not everything about women.
But you're speaking about submission in all women.
Yes.
And that's a fact. And what they feel, I'm not
all
saying
women
it's
are
not
submissive.
a fact. I'm not arguing that with you. I agree with you with that, and that a special person needs to bring it out. What I'm saying is that with you and what you hear from all these women that you talk with and deal with and all that stuff, don't you think in some way they're telling you something because of how you look and because of the type of person that you are? They're telling you something to specifically just agree with you? I mean, because it has happened in your life, specifically in your because you're a dominant in the BDSM life. We've had these conversations with on another show.
Yeah.
Women will tell you what you want to hear, because in their mind they're going to get something. They're going to try to change it around.
Yeah,
right? So then in regular general, when you're talking to women, you're talking to women because of how you look, because of how you are, that's not going to just, you're going to hear what they want.
A woman will get away with what you will allow her to get away with.
I think that's anybody. That's
what it comes down to. Women have bratty tendencies, and it might come out when she's on the brink of her period. Before and after, they're raging devils, blah, blah, blah. They get this PMS. It might be the cramps talking. Women have these tendencies. Now, if you are not a strong man, If you don't know how to put your lady in your place and can be in control of your relationship, that's what's going to happen. When a woman meets a man who she feels, yo, this guy's a sexual dominant. He knows how to dominate me well in bed, but in out of it, he can't even make a decision to where we should go eat. She's not going to respect the type of guy like that, only in bed. But if she
likes
meets a
to
guy,
make the rules,
if she meets a guy, no,
I don't
women
like
don't
it.
like making decisions.
I really don't like it. But you don't
No
know.
woman likes making decisions
In the whole world?
in the whole world, even if they're doing it. Even if they're doing it, this is not embedded in a woman's DNA to be a decision maker, a provider. No, women don't do that. No, I'm not saying women don't do that. Women, like 2% of women do it. The corporate, the whatever it is, but she doesn't enjoy doing that.
Not just the corporate. I know plenty of chicks that are not running as in, but they're paying for everything in their household. And I'm not talking about with their mate per se. But let's say, something happened with
and what
a
does that
parent.
what does that mean? That she's paying for everything
It's
in
not
the
just
relationship.
corporate. It's not just corporate.
In the relationship, she's paying for everything.
No. You said that a corporate woman can pay for everything, and I just stopped it right there. It doesn't have to be just corporate, is what I'm saying.
Okay, so assortative mating is just like it's pretty much like religion with religion, culture with the same culture, upbringings, race, like, and people who are Muslim want to stay with Muslim, white people want to stay with white people. That's what like assortative mating is. So now, when we were talking about the some women, you were saying how, oh, if they're paying all the bills or whatever it is in their relationship. Here's the thing. If they're paying all the bills in their relationship, some women may love doing that. But it depends what the guy is providing in that relationship. Maybe they tolerate that because he's slinging some good dick. Maybe he's able to protect her. Yeah. Maybe he's able to provide that protection. Maybe he's able to do things like he's just loyal. You know what I'm saying? It depends like women are in love with non-sexual things and non-physical things. This is how a woman is built. And this goes back to me, like, knowing women versus you knowing women, because even though you are a woman, it's the irony, like, you can only speak for yourself because you haven't engaged with women. When I say stuff like women are subconsciously designed to be attracted to the stronger genes, if you don't believe that, you're gonna disagree with it because you might be like, oh, I disagree with that. I've never been attracted to dominant men. You don't know. You may think you're not attracted to dominant men because of the misconception of dominant men. Maybe you had a dominant man in the past who was domineering, he was controlling. And now you're like, yo, I don't like dominant men. But the reality is, women love dominant men. They love alpha males. They love to be controlled. That's the irony. And people take control as negative.
My argument to that is not that I don't agree with you. I agree with you. But I think not all women are like that. I may be like that, but I know that not all women are like that because not everybody's made the same. Not everybody likes the same things. Do women like that? Do women like an alpha man, a manly man? Yes. All women like a manly man.
Then that's a fact. Then you're kind of contradicting what you're saying.
Not all women like to be told what to do.
Yes, they do.
Not all women do.
Yes, they do. Because you're not being specific.
I'm not being specific.
Yeah. But that same woman that may not like to be told wear your hair and nails this way, turn over and give me doggy style. Yes, daddy. Yes.
Okay.
So in a sexual environment,
I did say that.
No, you didn't. You said I didn't say women, that right now. You said women don't like to be told what to do. That means you're saying that in all capacities, all environments, all circumstances.
What I said before was that some women like that type of man, to take control in specific areas, the bedroom, let's say, perhaps. And they can be submissive in everything else, the kitchen and all that. But to have that man that she loves and all that stuff, or even somebody that she's just dating, come and tell her, don't, you can't wear that.
No.
You going out, you not go upstairs and change that.
I'm gonna break it down for you.
A girl, I know alpha women that be like, I'm not changing anything.
I'm gonna break it down for you. Men is what it starts with, and that's where it ends. I don't care how strong and independent she is. When trust and comfortability is involved, and she loves you, she will do things for you she never did for another man.
Yes.
Or men. Correct. Previously or prior to you.
100% with you on that.
So that is irrelevant. When a woman is like, yo, she could tell you, yo, I'll never do that. This dude the other day said for me to do this, this and that. He's crazy. She's used to not doing that. She might be used to wearing the pants in her past relationships. Women will generalize men more than men will generalize women.
No.
And that's a fact because women are more emotional, and women give their all in one man versus men having multiple women or whatever it is. Women love dick more than men love variety. That's for another topic.
That sure is, because that's something.
Women love dick more than men love variety. So the reality is, if you're giving her everything in that relationship, good dick, why is she going to want to have sex with somebody else? Like most men, not all, not kings, let's get it correct. But most men, if they feel like, yo, I'll fuck the shit out of her, his confidence been, I'm going to do that to another one. And I'm going to do that to another one. Let me notch on a belt. It might be a stroke to his ego. He might do it. Women don't think like that.
Some women
especially
do.
If they feel that they had a lot of failed relationship. Some women do. And I'm not going to say what I want to say, what those women are. But the reality is a real woman is not thinking this way. Women are more loyal than men in all ways.
A woman who's been hurt before, just like you said, will be thinking that way.
Women are more prone to be more faithful than men in all ways. This goes back to cave women era. This goes back to the ancient Egyptians era. This is what it is. Women are prone to be this way. If a woman is doing the complete opposite, then she thinks like a man. She has a mentality of a man. And you know what I mean? To each their own. I'm not engaging with someone like that, because if you're displaying that masculine energy, eventually his masculine energy not gonna correlate with that, and it's not feminine.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
So this is what it is. Most women are prone to being able to put their all in one man. He's fucking you right. You're not gonna go search for other shit because he's providing that great sex.
Mm-hmm.
He's maybe paying all the bills. You're not gonna care about I don't want to name any celebrities, but a rich man. You see him on TV with it, you're not gonna care. My man does all that. He don't need to be rich. He takes care of shit like cars or whatever. You have a car issue. He teaching you. He's guiding you. He's leading you. He's constantly making decisions. He's making you better. You can rely on him. You are now putting your all in him. Why? Because I said this in episode 1. Should women be submissive to all men?
Right.
To their men and wives, to their husbands, specifically their, not all.
Okay.
In last season, episode 1.
Okay.
Because when you are doing that to a woman, no, I'm sorry, I said it in 2, exercise and food. When you are when you are doing all those things for a woman, providing all those things for a woman, she feels indebted to you.
Or that you're worthy of her to be submissive to you.
She feels, I owe him. He is of high authority.
But
she may not call you daddy. No, don't cut me off. She may not call you daddy. She may not do all these things, whatever. But she feels subconsciously that she owes you. Not a lot of men think this way. A woman could have given her all to a man, been there and stuff like that. He will still do you dirty. Women have these loyalty genes since little. They have also these emotions. Most women, and I say most women, not all, most women are not prone to being mean. But a man will be an asshole if he has to. Like an alpha man will be an asshole if he has to, whether he loves you or not. But women, most women are not doing that. It hurts their feelings to hurt your feelings. You know what I mean? There's a 2% who don't care. They have that hard, cold heart. But a lot of women it's embedded in them to be nurturing and to care.
Okay.
So if a man is doing all these things for a woman will now feel that I can be feminine now because I have a real man. I am strong, independent, I don't need men attitude, da 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 da. Because I had a lot of weaklings and simps in the past. And now this is embedded in my subconscious to be this way. I'm used to it. It is habitual. However, when I meet this man who's just like, chill, baby, don't worry about it. I got it. I got everything. She's going to be like, thank you. Now I can be comfortable to be a woman finally. And I can display that divine feminine.
Okay.
Because I've been displaying that divine masculine forever. Because these men just didn't know what to do. They're making me cry all the time. They're doing this. They're lying to me. They can't figure shit out.
She has to find that guy that's going to break those walls. And like I've stated so many times before, you've just stated it. My point
with this debate is all of this stuff is in women. It's the man that changes the woman.
Yes, I agree with you.
And that is not up for debate. That's why we were going back and forth with all this stuff. But the summary of all of this is when you're saying women like dominating men, and I know some women that do, and stuff like that.
I didn't say women like dominating men. I said women like dominant men. I was agreeing with you.
They think they like dominating men.
I didn't say that though.
Let me give you the reality. They think they're dominating men. They think they're they enjoy dominating men. But the reality is they haven't found the right one that will make them transition on their own to be submissive.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
You like to say that it goes back to, ancient Egyptians, the caveman era, this is me playing devil's advocate. This is me playing devil's advocate. Since caveman day, there's been evolution. Things have changed. So things that have been from back in the days are no longer that same way.
This has nothing to do with it. Let me explain to you how. Let me shut this down right now by saying this. These are our ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
In order for you to get into your divine feminine and masculine, you have to dive into who you are. We are gods with amnesia. We are goddesses with amnesia. So if you're not eating these right foods, if you're not meditating, if you're not, if you're constantly exercising, if you're constantly being negative, if you're not, doing the right things and all this stuff, you're never gonna be this way. By implementing these things in your life, this allows you to dive in to your divine feminine, to tap into it, to tap into your masculinity and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And when you can be this way, or let's say you can't be this way, but you have a partner who helps you to be this way, you now transition. Nobody can change anybody. It's up to the person to want to change for them. Mm-hmm. You might still be that savage outside of him. Oh. You might be that savage outside of him. Mm-hmm. But to him, he has earned your respect. He has earned your trust. He has earned your loyalty. He has earned your submissive behavior, your submissiveness, mindset, body, soul, in all ways. And I am different with him. I kneel only to him. Mm-hmm. Everybody else, I rip their head off. That's the difference. It begins with a man, it begins with the man, and it ends with the man. If you see a woman out there that's saying, yo, I don't have a problem being submissive to my man when I get married or whatever it is, People don't have to look at that woman. They look at what is he doing.
Mm.
What type of man? That's yo.
That got her to change, you
They
mean.
need to give him kudos because that man is responsible for that.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Even if a woman is like, "Oh, I'm dominant in my day to day," if she's saying, "Yo, I want to be submissive and this and that," give that man his props.
I agree with you with that.
So that's why I say this debate I ended here because it's that man that did that.
Okay.
It starts with the man and it ends with the man. If she's constantly meeting these beta males, if she's constantly meeting these weak dudes, yes, it makes sense for her to be this way. But this is not, that's in her. These men can never bring out what has truly been repressed. And what has been repressed is this submissiveness, this femininity. In my first book, The Seduction of Discipline, I say masculinity gravitates towards femininity. I'm not just talking out my ass. I'm not just saying that because it sounds cool. This is a fact. So it takes a man to be comfortable in his skin, for him to say, listen, she's transitioning as a woman because of him. She might be dominant in her day-to-day life, but that's because she had a lot of weak men. She had a lot of weak beta males who didn't know how to bring that out. But this is in women.
That's my point.
This is in women already.
No, me and you, the debate that we were having was not about that. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%.
You're saying some women like being this way.
No. I didn't say anything about a woman liking to be a dominatrix. I said I know one girl that was thinking about that. I said women like dominant men. They like that. I agreed with everything you said. What I said is not every woman likes to be told what to do. That's what I said.
They do. And it depends on the circumstance. You may not have a woman that likes being told what to do in all capacities. Like, don't tell me how to do my nails. Okay. It's like I had a woman in the past. She was a nurse. She still is a nurse. And because of work, she can't have her nails
done.
Well, she does it like nude or whatever, like nude color. So that's an exception. But she is very, very strong. RN, you know what I mean? Been there for a while or whatever. She runs her day to day. She's very, very strong. She doesn't like the term submissive, but she is. If I said, "Oh, cook me something to eat," this is that. She don't have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? It's like this is in her. And what I'm trying to prove to you is these women don't enjoy being this way. They don't enjoy being strong. They don't enjoy making decisions constantly. You know what I mean? They don't enjoy that. It's because they've been put in certain situations where they had no choice. She may have been a single mom, father left, so she has to be dominant. But the moment she meets that man that's comfortable in his own skin, wants to love her the right way, elevate her, cultivate her soul, she's going to finally say, she may not articulate this to him, but she will finally say to herself, she will finally say to herself, like, "Thank you, I feel blessed because now I can finally be a woman. Now I'm not required to make all the decisions." No woman likes being dominant. No woman likes running men. Listen, if a woman is controlling a man, if she's manipulating a man and stuff like that, she doesn't respect them. And no respect is equate to no attraction. So ultimately, you know what I mean? They're not comfortable with these beta males. They're not comfortable with these simps, these guys. They're not comfortable with these men. And like I said, it could be a stroke to their ego. But the moment they meet that other man who's, just want to do all that other stuff, she might have that guy on the side.
I mean, that's the key, though, finding a man that wants to not just dominate her, but elevate her and cultivate her and all that. Yeah. Nowadays, that's a very rare and hard thing to find.
So the thing with this is the different couples and circumstances with the assortative mating. It is where you feel that you're more comfortable or you're more compatible with that person.
Mhm.
That's why. That's why a Puerto Rican might date a Puerto Rican, a Muslim might date a Muslim, a white with a white, a black with a black,
Similarities.
because you feel like, oh, they grew up the same way.
They
the
understand
culture,
me,
they
yeah.
understand me. Might be the language, you know what I mean? Compatibility. That's why most likely they will do that. Dating outside of your race, it may be more of an incompatibility, but like I said, opposites attract.
And you never
You know what I
know
mean?
who your
And it
soulmate
might
is.
be you might be dating outside of your race because your race is just too weak for you.
Could
You
be.
might be that white girl who's that alpha, and you might just need an alpha black male.
Yeah.
And all these white guys that you date are just weak to you.
Now, what about like black women who
Date white guys?
who date white guys? Yeah, like Serena Williams and like there's a couple. What's her name? She played La
I don't know. I
Colombiana.
don't really follow celebrities, but when they do that, it's probably to it's probably when a strong black woman will go with a white guy, it's probably because she feels like these guys could love me better. These black guys, they're too strong. I want like an even level in my relationship. I want to have the say in my relationship. I want to be opinionated. Maybe these guys are not allowing me to express myself or whatever. Maybe they've cheated on me constantly, and maybe these guys don't. Maybe in her mind, she's like, "Oh, white guys don't cheat. They're faithful. They might be able to do this or whatever." That might be a reason. But Serena Williams, she's been dating black guys her whole life. So for her to transition like that, that could be the circumstance. That could be her mindset. That could be, oh, I've been cheated on. I don't know the situation. I'm just throwing darts in the dark. But it could be like, oh, these guys are gonna love me more. These guys are gonna give me a family. These black guys I dated just wanted to hit. They didn't want to give me a family, a kid, whatever. That could be her mentality. Same thing with a Latina. But if a Latina from the if it's a Latina from the hood, she's not dating a white guy. She's not dating a white guy that's in Beverly Hills. If she from the hood, and she transitioned, you could take her out the hood, but the hood is still in her. Let's say she's a little crazy. Let's say she's a little crazy. If you're a white guy from Beverly Hills and you can't handle that crazy, you might be prone to call the cops.
Wow.
A black guy won't do that.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? You might be prone to call the cops. Yo, she's acting like a savage. Like, why is she hitting me? Why is she doing all this stuff? If he's a white guy that only grew up in Beverly Hills his whole entire life,
what if he's not a white guy who grew up in Beverly Hills his whole entire life? What if he's a white guy from Brooklyn? He's a white guy from Queens.
Then he might be able to handle her because now they're
in it with her.
Yeah, they have the same environmental background. You know what I mean? Might not be the same culture, but it's the same environmental background. You mean that's the difference?
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? So like, it's like you have any final thoughts? Because we're gonna have to do a part 2.
We always have to do part 2s.
Yeah.
Final thoughts. Dating outside your race or religion. I think you have to really get to know your mate before you have but this has nothing to do with children. If you're just dating, I say go with the flow, have fun. When you're looking to settle down, then you got to be more, I guess, picky, and not necessarily with picky with the race, but picky with the person that you're getting with, what their thoughts are, what their beliefs are, what their morals are, and if you're compatible enough to get together and form a union, and from that union a child. But as far if you're gonna just date, have fun.
My final thoughts are directed towards the black, not all of them, but most black women and most Latinas who are entirely combative or opposed to being submissive to your mate. Now, it has to be something that's like a mutual consent, and it has to be something where it's both parties agree to this. Like you can't just be submissive to a guy who doesn't know how to earn your submissive or how to be dominant. You understand? Like in dominance, that is the inspiration to submission. You know what I'm saying? So like to me, you can't just be with this. But if you're with a male who wants you to be this way, he's articulating this and stuff like that. If you trust him, if you love him, if you feel comfortable around him and he's doing all the right things, um, submit to him. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be in all capacities, but submit to
Start
him.
somewhere.
You might finally have a healthy relationship. You know what I mean? You might finally have a healthy relationship because of it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the issue with this is most of these Latinas, most of these black women, they're so, oh, I'm not a weak bitch. I'm not this, I'm not that. I'm not going to be submissive. And I hate that word or whatever. But it's like if that's your man, if that's somebody that you put above everybody else, it's okay to put your pride aside. It's okay for you to like not
Cater
go
to
through
him.
these power struggles.
Mm.
You know what I mean? You could do that with everybody else, but that is your man. You know what I mean? That is a man that you put above all men. And maybe not your father, but like you put above all men. He's not a regular nigga. You know what I mean? He's your king. He's your papi. He's your daddy. Whatever. He's not a regular dude. So don't treat him like a regular dude, because once he feels like you're treating him like a regular dude, he may not articulate this, but this is when he's gonna go out behind your back and start connecting with other women, and then you're gonna find shit in his phone, and you're gonna find stuff, you're gonna find hair in your bed, whatever it is. You know what I mean? This is part of it. Women have the power, but men are in control. That's what it comes down to. If I'm meeting you in public or whatever it is, I'm asking for your number, you have to accept. So you have that power. You have the power to allow me to court you. It's like when you feel like he's earned that, right? And he's telling you this is what he wants, this is what he likes, it's okay to be this way only for him. Even if you were never this way, it's okay to try it. It's okay to be this way only for him. You know what I mean? You have nothing to lose, possibly a lot to gain. You know, you need to go into the mentality with this, because if you have these men who are educated, who are successful, who are comfortable in their own skin, and they're willing to teach you and guide you and stuff like that, the hood part has to be suppressed when you're with him. You could be hood, you know what I mean? You could be this way aggressive and all this stuff with other people, but with him, it's okay to transition because he doesn't want you to be this way. I mean, a lot of these women, right? Most of them, they get in they get in this mentality with themselves. It's perpetual, where it's like, fuck that. I don't care if he's fucking me good. I don't care if he's doing all this shit. I'm not gonna do it. But it's like a relationship is not about you, being stubborn and stuck in your ways and this and that. Like sometimes you have to give a little to get. Like I told you, the woman who I had as a sub, she was her nails thing.
Mhm.
Come on, that's a rule of mine. Nails, hair. But because of her job, it's like, yo, you know what I mean? I'm willing to compromise.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I'm not compromising my complete character. I'm not compromising my complete lifestyle, but there's certain things I'm willing to negotiate. So it's like when you get in a relationship, it's okay to want to negotiate some stuff. Okay, I don't do this normally, but if you like it, all right, I'll do it and I'll see how I like it. There's like some women won't even try. You know what I mean? And it's like they're now single and they just can't find men. And when they do find men, they find these weak guys and they're complaining. Niggas ain't shit. Fuck boys. Da 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 da. That's your fault. That's your fault. You with a fuck boy. That's your fault. You with a nigga or whatever it is. However you want to call them. You know what I mean? You getting cheated on. It's your fault. You getting cheated on. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's about reevaluating yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror, knowing thyself, diving into your ancestry and your bloodline. And you know what I mean? Like this is embedded in women. But men have to learn how to be men. They have to they have to be men. They have to learn how to, bring this out of women. You know what I mean? They have to learn how to bring this out of women. And like a lot of times women, most women, not all of them, but most women are so emotional that when they go through a heartbreak, it's like, fuck that. I gave my all. I'm not doing this shit anymore. No nigga deserves this. But it's like, you're the one that's fucking your own self up by doing that, because the next one might be a great catch, but because you don't want to do that because of the past, you're losing out now. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of this, the conclusion of this is all about like communicating adequately and understanding each other. That's what it comes down to. Because if you're not communicating, if a man is not communicating that he likes this about a woman, she's not going to know. And she's not going to be this way. She could be this way and then she's just reserved. But it's like, yo, y'all both like this. He likes you being submissive and you like him being dominant. But he's not being dominant and she's not being submissive because they're not communicating what they like. And now it's like there's a disconnect.
Yeah.
And now y'all not talking, but y'all was actually the perfect match. Like, you know how they say it was right under your nose? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's about understanding. And the problem is like social media is there and people don't want to learn each other anymore and shit like that. But you know what I mean? You got to put in that work. You know what I mean? If you want to build with somebody, you got to put in that work. You know what I mean? Those are the final thoughts.
Good thoughts.
So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, you were tuned in to the Discipline Therapy Podcast. Peace.
Good night.